here we go. Get this out of the way. Hi everyone, and welcome to Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw. I, Michael Cole, with Corey Graves and with the Jackal. And today on Monday Night Raw, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on Power or Might. Yesterday on Power or Might, it was Bash at the Beach, and Asuka beat Bobby Lashley, and is still the TWF heavyweight fighter. However, that means going into next month for SummerSlam, Asuka will have to have someone new to fight for the TWF heavyweight winnings. I can tell you one thing right now, Corey Graves says, Michael, the little bind going on here is what happened to Ricochet? I mean, did he get missteaded somewhere in this room? Is he put back in one of the bins or the book stand or wherever he went? And when we do seek him, he's going to be owed a shot for the TWF heavyweight winnings. I would think so, the Jackal says. I mean, you ever heard that saying, you snore, you sleep, you lose? Well, he slept, he snoozed, and he lost. He went missing, he went lost, missteaded, whatever, missing in work, whatever you want to call it. And now he's got nothing to do but sob over it. Well, I would think, Michael Cole says, whatever happened to Ricochet, when we do seek where Ricochet is at, he will get his shot for the TWF heavyweight winnings. I believe the TWF matchmaking gathering will onlook that, and that they will give Ricochet his shot when they seek Ricochet. Well, we can only hope, Michael Cole, we can only hope, Corey Graves said, that happens. Because if it doesn't happen, then sadly Ricochet will not be a happy settler. I'll tell you that, Corey Graves says. Well, Ricochet's too busy going around stabbing folks with knives in AEW, so I think he's got a lot, so I don't think he's so worried about losing his shot with Asuka for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Corey Graves said, yeah, and he is going around fighting folks with knives and swords in AEW, you know. But I think no wrestler or fighter would ever want to lose out and fighting for the heavyweight winnings. Alright everyone, my name is Montel Vartadius Porter. You know that by now. I don't have to keep on telling everyone who I am like Paulie Dangerously, like he thinks everyone has forgotten who he is. But what you haven't forgotten is that my man, the almighty Bobby Lashley, yesterday on Power & Might, Bash at the Beach, he lost to Asuka. And Bobby Lashley is not happy. You are looking at a 2-time WWE heavyweight fighter, a 4-time TNA heavyweight fighter. You are also looking at a 3-time WWE 4-1 Rights fighter, a 2-time WWE Interland Body fighter, TNA King of the Mountain fighter, TNA light heavyweight fighter. You're looking at least a 2-time TWF Pennsylvania Rack fighter, and also a 2-time TWF heavyweight fighter. He should have won it for the free with time. Now I want Astronomer or Ric Flair to come out and give us another match. You're right, Montel. Everyone knows all the things I did in WWE and TNA and OVW and what I'm doing in AEW now. Asuka, you got lucky. But everyone's luck runs out. And I want my shot. Another match for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Well, Montel Vartadius Porter and the almighty Bobby Lashley, let me bow and show my onlook to you. Well, first off, The only Almighty is God Almighty, and there isn't anyone else who is almighty than that. 2, you did lose your match to Asuka yesterday on Power or Might at Bash at the Beach, a yield show which WCW ran from between 94 YL until 20-0. That yes, I had some good times and I had some bad times at. So, you want to have another match with the Kaiserin of Tomorrow, Asuka? Do you know, Bobby Lashley, how you're just going to lose again? And I get it, Bobby Lashley. You're not that Jax Bobby Lashley doll where the arm keeps on falling out and they had to put the arm back into the hole. You are the Mattel doll that is more stronger and mightier than that. But here's a little thing about that though. It's up to Asuka if she wants to fight you. You know, let me tell you something, Ric Flair. My man Bobby Lashley wants to have the match with Asuka here today on Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Raw. Well, then by all means, he'll get the match. But don't guilt me or shame me if he loses. Well, Montel Vertadius Porter talked Ric Flair into it, Michael Cole says. And now Asuka is now going to be fighting him again. You know, for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Only I think he just might lose the same way he lost yesterday at Bash at the Beach. Which, if you have not seen that, folks, it was Power, it was Might. It was a show that was on yesterday. You can go watch it if you want, Michael Cole says. Yeah, you can watch if you want, Corey Graves says. You can watch Asuka beat the almighty Bobby Lashley. Which I don't think is going to happen here today, the Jackal says. This match is for the TWF heavyweight winnings. First, with his overseer, Montel Vertadius Porter, MVP, the almighty Bobby Lashley. And from the Kaiserreich, Folkreich of Dawnland, she is the TWF heavyweight fighter, the Kaiserin of Tomorrow, Asuka. Ding, ding. Well, Michael Cole said, which should happen? Asuka just spit right away. And Bobby Lashley's leer, Michael Cole said, the Kaiserin strike. Oh no, that means, Corey Graves said, that the Asuka lock is coming on Bobby Lashley. Oh no, not again, the Jackal says. Not again, Osiris says. You can't lose 2 times back-to-back matches. This is shameful. This is besmirching. You can't have this happen to you. Come on, Bobby Lashley, no, ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF heavyweight fighter, Asuka. And Asuka is still the TWF heavyweight fighter, you know, here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. And Bobby Lashley and Montel Vertadius Porter are not happy. Bobby Lashley has lost back-to-back match to Asuka, and he's got no one to guilt, no one to shame, only himself, Michael Cole says. Well, Corey Graves says he could guilt Asuka, he could shame Asuka if he wanted to. Asuka spit shit in his eyes, and that's why he couldn't see, Corey Graves said. Yeah, when someone can't see, they can't wrestle, they can't fight. You know, I'm not saying that that's a forgiveness, but that's what happened, the Jackal says. Well, speaking of that now, Michael Cole says you got a forgiveness for Bobby Lashley. Stand up! You got a forgiveness for Bobby Lashley. Alright, take it away, Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, Michael Cole. I'm going to be talking with Bobby Lashley and Montel Vertadius Porter here today on Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw. Well, Bobby Lashley, things have not quite gone the way you wanted them to go. Let me answer this. First, Jonathan Coachman, things did not quite go the Almighty's way. I don't know what happened. All I know is Oscar spit that shit in his eyes, and that's how fuck. And you knocked me down. Sorry. Oscar spit that shit in his eyes, and that's the only way that she beat him. Because at the end of the day, there is no way that Oscar could have beat Bobby Lashley if she didn't have to cheat by spitting that shit in his eyes. Yeah, Montel Vertadius Porter is right. Oscar cheated. She spit that shit in my eyes and I couldn't see. If I didn't have that shit in my eyes, I would have put her in the 8th lock and I would have been a 3-time TWF heavyweight fighter. Well, that's my talk with Montel Vertadius Porter and Bobby Lashley. Back to you, Michael Cole. Well, thank you, Jonathan Coachman, for talking with Bobby Lashley here today on Monday Night Raw, or Moon Night Raw. And that's all the time we've got here for Monday Night Raw, or Moon Night Raw. I, Michael Cole, with Corey Graves and with the Jackal, we hope you like Monday Night Raw, and we'll see you tomorrow for NXT.